Greetings 301. This is Professor Morgan-Nance. I have a very quick little video for you about debit and credit theory. When you're trying to remember your debits and credits and then you're trying to figure out how to record them in a journal entry, I suggest the following. First, make sure you understand the rules of double entry accounting. They're on the bottom of page 59 in your textbook. Every transaction involves at least two accounts, and one will be debited and the other will be credited. This is how the accounting equation stays in balance. Then, secondly, identify the accounts that are affected by the transaction. Is it an asset? Is it a liability, a revenue, an expense, an equity account? Refer to the detailed explanations in the textbook on pages 55 to 58 if you need a refresher. And please post a question in the discussion board if you need clarification about prepaid expenses or unearned revenues. These are new accounts this chapter. Then decide whether a debit or a credit explains what happened to each account. Remember the acronyms I provided in one of the Chapter 2 videos. The accounts that increase with debits are assets, dividends, and expenses, or ADE. The accounts that increase with credits are liabilities, revenue, and common stock, or LRC. One trick that always helps me is to memorize how debits and credits impact cash first. Cash increases with debits and decreases with credits. Then, imagine how a transaction would affect cash. Once you figure out if cash has been debited or credited, it's easier to determine the other side of the entry. Let's look at a few examples. If you paid for rent with cash, cash goes down and rent expense goes up. Here we paid $1,000. So a decrease in cash is recorded with a credit. So the increase in rent expense must be recorded with a debit. Assets go down, equity goes down, and our accounting equation remains in balance. Second example. Let's assume that we pay off a liability, accounts payable, with cash. We pay $500. So cash goes down $500 and we record it with a credit. So because we have a credit, we must record the decrease in accounts payable with what? You're right, with a debit. So in this case, assets go down with credits, liabilities go down with debits, and the accounting equation is in balance. Okay, third example. Let's assume we pay dividends. In this case, we'll pay $700 worth of dividends with cash. By now, you know what happens to cash, right? When we pay cash, it goes down, and a reduction in cash is reduced or recorded with a credit. The only other entry you can make then to record a payment of dividends is a debit. So we record a debit to dividends, and in this case we see a reduction in assets. We see an increase in dividends, but an increase in dividends is a reduction in equity. The accounting equation is still in balance. And point 4, our final example, let's earn some money and assume we bill a customer for $800 and the customer pays us right away in cash. Okay, so compared to all the decreases that we've seen in cash, we know an increase in cash is what? It's a debit, correct? So because we've recorded a debit, we must record the other side of the entry with a credit. In this case, we know that revenues increase with credits, so we record a credit to probably consulting fees for $800. And debits equal credits, and it's hard for you to see here, but assets increase and equity increases because revenues have increased. Make sense? Okay, that's it for now. So if you have any questions, please post them on the discussion board for Chapter 2. Have a great week. Bye for now.